welcome to Monday's evening edition of Alien8UK. I'm just going to swap us about a bit because I don't want to be at the top and right at the bottom. But I'm joined by Ben Kennelly and Eddie with no surname. So welcome to the show. You're going to be talking about Monster Squad. I know you do a few different things, but tonight is just about Monster Squad. So can you explain to myself and anybody else who's not 100% sure or hasn't heard of it before what exactly it's all about?
Do you want to do it? Or do you want me to do it?
Anyone?
Well, I'm the one who's usually talking in front of the camera, so you can have this.
It's often the camera guy gets to the spotlight. Monster Squad is a monster hunting team from the UK. We specialise in collecting evidence from multiple reports and then going to track down those reports to try and make an episode or hopefully one day capture. Especially, well, not capture, we don't take massive guns and stuff to try and capture them, but capture them on film with hopefully not dying with some of the monsters that we are already been asked to go in to get, but yeah, that's basically us. I believe we are in a very small number of UK hunters, I suppose. Obviously, myself and Ian Diver, we come from a more paranormal background, where Ed and also Josh from Myth and Mysteries, Black and White. So we decided if we do the collab together, between all of us, we have a good vast knowledge, and together we can create a show and bring it to you guys. That's not only hunting monsters, should we say, but it's more of a educational at the same time. At the end of the day, if we want to spark a new generation of people looking for cryptids and stuff, and we don't want people to sort of go out into the forest and start eating mushrooms because they're hungry and end up either hallucinating or being really ill. So as much as it is a monster hunting show, you don't want to. Say that again.
I said you don't want to be doing that.
No,
not every week anyway. Now and again's all right, but
yeah, well, it's one of those. So like, our main objective with Monster Squad is hopefully one day capture one of the things that we're actually like filming. We've come close already. We've shot over half the season for this year already. And it's just about getting out in the field, I suppose. It's quite nice now that we're having people come to us. So people are like, oh, we've got a monster. Like, come sort it out. This on record, we are not monster get rid of people. We are hunting them to find out if they're real or not to banish them from your town. If you're getting hunted by a vampire, I ain't coming out with a wooden stake. Like, I come out with a camera.
No.
Try getting it on camera and run away very quickly, probably.
Well, no, usually you try and get me to be the one with the wooden stake or so to try to keep it away from you.
Here's a stake, see if he wakes up.
So far, what have you come across that you can talk about? Because I know you're limited to everything.
Instead of telling you what we have discovered, we will tell you what we have looked for.
Right. That'll be.
Yeah, so like so far we've done. Didn't really want to do this.
Let's put us on the spot.
So like werewolves are quite a vast cryptid. It's more because they're known for different things in different countries and different parts of the world, different parts of the country, they're known as different things. So it's when someone says, can you go hunt a werewolf? To us, that could also mean we're hunting for a dog man. 9 times out of 10, we have noticed whenever there is a dog man, werewolf, she-beast, whatever it is, it tends to be more than likely pushes in the direction if it's a big cat.
Yeah.
So it has the same characteristics. How it would hunt, how it would stalk the place.
Yeah.
I would love to think werewolves are real. I wouldn't like to meet one, but I'd love to think they are actually real.
I don't know. I'd want to make one. I'd want to track one down and hunt it. No, genuinely.
Really?
I'd if I could, when I get the more resources, I'll build a trap.
Right. I didn't tell you guys, did I? When we met up the other week.
You're a werewolf.
No. I had an Anubis sighting.
Right.
Oh, okay.
In Kings Lynn. Not too far from you, Eddie.
No, I was going to say that is about 10 minutes away from me.
And I could take.
Ed's
How did I forget that?
Just gonna put it out there. Ed's actually a werewolf.
Yeah.
It was people in the chat know about it. I've spoke about it loads. It appeared, it disappeared. Its eyes was a greeny orange colour. As I'd seen it, it then went as quick as it appeared.
Okay.
It wasn't light reflecting, it was in a woods. It was about this time of year. And
where
high definition. Narrow it down near a pig farm.
Don't you own a pig farm?
Is that going on the way to Swaffham? Does that ring a bell?
Kind of around that way, yeah.
Right. Okay. I think I know where.
So I've been past there since, like a few weeks later, and I've took photos. So I've got the exact pinpoint of where it actually comes up as unnamed road on Apple and Google Maps.
Right. Okay.
Be careful, Ed. He's literally got the last coordinates you were spotted.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why he's interested, mate.
Yeah. So he's like, shit, I've been done.
I've been found out.
Yeah. But yeah.
Generation werewolves let down because he let the secrets out when I did a good show.
Yeah. But I forgot to mention that. I think it was because of everything that was going on at the time. It was just a bit of a whirlwind.
Yeah.
So
what makes you say an Anubis instead of like a dogman or a werewolf?
The way it was stood, it looked like a Doberman pincher,
right?
However you pronounce it. It was stood. It looked like it was stood on its hind legs. It was all you could see the muscles, definition of the muscle. You could see it's like jet black colour and a brown marking. So where it had a brown marking there, there'd be one there, same. Its neck was really thin. Didn't say any teeth. Couldn't tell you if it had protruding jawline.
Right.
Like I was looking at it dead on, like I'm looking at you guys now.
Yeah.
But the colour of its eyes is a colour I've never seen before.
Though, because this also links with what we were saying when we were in the middle of a forest at 4 a.m. How, regardless of however you look at it, werewolves, dogmen, Anubis, they've all got the same characteristics and they've always come through roughly the same sort of thing. Like I would much prefer like the god of Anubis to be real than a werewolf. I think that'd be so much more cool. And also, I've always associated Anubis with like a classy werewolf. So it's like you would see in
a werewolf with money.
Modern day Anubis would be wearing a suit and tie.
Pimping out the dogmen.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
If you had a car, it'd be a Tesla.
Yeah, but it was. So I went back a couple of weeks later because in my head I measured everything: the trees, the land, the height of the grass to the road, and all that, completely out. So because I seen it from like its midriff, like between its hips and its what would be rib cage, I thought there's stuff in front of it, and it wasn't even. It's probably less than 2 weeks was the next time I drove past there. There's no shrubs, there's no brambles, there's nothing.
Okay.
So, and I'm coming round, and you know, because I know you're from that area, but where the woods start, they come up, they start at a point, don't they?
Yeah.
So you got a pig farm on the left, and then trees go up like that, and then they go along the road. So it starts as a V, obviously goes like that. The pig farm on the opposite side of the road, and it was just there, but it stood, and say this every single time, it stood like a bodyguard, like it was protecting something.
Like chest
out,
the forest
job proper, like solid. soon as it see me, and I seen that, made eye contact, and I got a message in my head was, he see me, and then blink of an eye, gone.
Right.
There's nothing there. And I
All right.
did a bit of a wobble and what have you. It was
Yeah.
about 11 o'clock in the morning. So sunny
Oh,
day.
broad daylight.
Yeah. It's blue skies, cold. Before I had aircon in the van that I've got now, it was like one of the first vans that I had. Well, it's like 3 years ago, I think. So I always used to have the passenger window open a touch. George used to let some fresh air in.
Yeah.
And straight away that went back. That went up. Doors were locked.
Mm.
Someone said to me, "Do you not get out and have a look?" Why are you mad? No. Why would I want to get out and have a look? Get ripped to pieces by something that I don't know what it is.
That's the thing. I'm the opposite. That I'd have been
You'd have ran in.
I'd have been like out there. Yeah. That 100%.
But I'll tell you something. Cannock was the first time. So obviously, it's no secret, that we were in Cannock filming the other week. We've released a trailer that says Cannock on it.
A bit of a giveaway.
Yeah, just a tad. Oh no, it wasn't that Cannock Chase. It was a different Cannock Chase.
They moved it for the weekend.
Yeah. Obviously, yourself and you came down and had a chat with us and stuff like that, which I've already spent painstaking hours looking at both of your faces.
What more could you want?
Exactly. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
You're spoiled.
Yeah, so like I completely forgot now what I was about to say because you threw me off.
Filming in Cannock.
Yeah, so Cannock was. So we've been to name drop a couple of places. I don't really want to tell people what sort of things to look forward to in the first full season, but I'll drop a few names of where we've been, and maybe one or two where we're going. So all up Highlands of Scotland, Ben Nevis, and stuff like that. Like, it was great. Like the footage we've got up there is amazing. But the only ever time I have ever turned around, like whenever you do actual hunting, it's very different if you go out in the daytime and you're there, you're hunting around, you're looking for clues and you're looking for paw prints and stuff like that. Like, it's very, very different when you take that and then make that at 2 or 3 in the morning. It's completely different. And anybody that has actually been out at 2, 3 in the morning with camera, without camera, by yourself, with friends, like when you physically don't say a word and it sounds like something's running at you through a forest to find out it's a mouse because it's just so quiet that everything sounds so big. It's a very, very big surprise when in Cannock I turn around. So two main things happen at Cannock. One of which I've emailed you the video to show. The other thing will be on the full footage when it's released. But put it this way, it's the only time in the last 6 months I've ever turned around and looked at Ed after something's happened and he's got a hatchet in his hand. Because what happened, none of us were expecting.
No.
The way it happened, it was
out of the blue.
Yeah, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I almost peed a little bit. Like, put it this way, as getting out of that forest that night. Like, well, say that night, the early hours that morning, seemed like the longest time I've ever spent in a forest.
Yeah.
Like, Cannock Chase is massive, realistically, especially when you're right in the middle of center of it. And what made, like, well, I say massive, it's massive for us in this country. But when you've got a 52-minute walk out the forest, not only that, if you have a full-on camera gear all over you, sorry, my wife's just letting the cat in. So it's the other beast of Northwich, that. Not you, the cats.
I was wondering where he was going with that. Though. I thought I'd just been seeing Anne just come across and smack.
Ben's on the sofa.
I'm live with on Andy's show to the whole of the world. Just picked you up there, made you worldwide.
I know, thank you. Check will be in the post.
I've completely lost track.
So when Eddie pulls a machete out, or...
when you are like 50, 60 minutes into a forest and you're trying to get out of there without making too much noise so we don't attract anything or whatever, well, something that we may have caught, may or may not be following us, trying to get out with that much weight on you, and also trying to not just get the blank floor. So you're also trying to capture that footage of getting out of that forest at the same time whilst all these different things are happening.
Yeah, all the emotions.
It can be the most terrifying thing. And it's more the fact of what we're trying to make with this show is, as how can I put it without it sounding really like rude? We would prefer for us 4 crazy individuals to be running out of a forest at 4 a.m. with loads of camera gear, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
Because at that time, in a blind panic, the slightest wrong move, the wrong footing, like, it's very easy to break an ankle. Then it's hard to get any help. Like, don't get me wrong, we carry full first aid kits and stuff, but if you pop a limb out or something, like, there's not really much you can do.
You ain't sticking a plaster over that, are you?
No. And if we have got something, if it's monster or not, monster we're looking for or not the monster we're looking for, if there's something in there that still can attack us, you got to remember, in these forests and stuff, it's not just like whatever you're hunting. So, for instance, it's not just a werewolf you need to be worried about. There's foxes, wolves, hound. Like, there's other items, other animals in that forest that will still have a good bite.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's a simple case of you fall and trip. Yeah. We like to think we've got a no man left behind policy, but
well, in my eyes, it is. Until I'm on the floor with my ankle and you've just all gone.
It's like, it's just. I think it's all right. That's one of us aren't kicking one in the leg just to get away.
Yeah.
Well, that was my question for you. What would you do if you did come across an actual cryptid of some sort at like stupid o'clock in the morning? You've got all the gear, all the filming gear, all the bags and everything. How would you tackle it?
I think first I'd probably break down and cry because of all the years of studying and that. It's like I'm not mad.
Yeah.
But, my thing is, like, especially what may or may not have happened at Cannock, I got really protective of everyone. So, like, I made sure everyone was in my eye line. I was at the back watching our 6 in case whatever could be out there is stalking us. So I'm always I'm always looking about. But it's one of them. I'd like to say, I'd run at it and rugby tackle it or whatever. But until you're in that real moment, you don't really know what you'll do.
No.
So but I'd like to think I'd have a go. It depends what it is as well. Like if it's an 8-9 foot tall Bigfoot, like what, about 300-400 pounds, like whatever I do ain't gonna hurt it. Not unless I have a hunting rifle. So
even then you've got to make sure you get
your bob on. Yeah, exactly. But and it's the same with a dog, man. Like, because they're faster, they're more predatory, their senses are a lot better than ours. Like, really, what we're doing is stupid because we're going after predators what aren't known to science and what could be the natural predator of a human. Do you know? And we're not. we're not able to like fully guard ourselves as such because of the laws, and like, and if you're saying you're hunting werewolves, you know, you're going to get put in a padded cell quicker than.
Yeah, but there are police that have. I don't know if they've been witnesses to this, but have had people contact them about these werewolf encounters, and they've believed the person. So there are some that do know of these werewolf type creatures, and obviously you're going to get the ones that just think, yeah, you've just been released, haven't you? It's going to be one of them. So that it is difficult, but
my main objective is whenever we in the future, if we do come across something, is to one, make sure everyone's safe.
Yeah.
Two, Ben's got the camera on it.
Yeah.
And three, see if it's friend or foe.
You see, like with the initial question, I think mine would be slightly different to your answer, Ed.
Yeah.
So I would literally just think of three things will instantly go into my head. Okay, just because I know how I am and I know what I'm like in a panic crisis. So firstly, it'll be make sure it's recording, which might not be the obvious to most people. Most people, it's just run, but to me, it's make sure it's recording. If I'm going to die, I want to get it on film. Pretty much.
Good footage.
So on our camera rig, so our rig is slightly different to most of us. And we have special parts on our rig. So, for instance, when we're recording, I once had this. Okay, so this is why it's now a part of the rig. So I was once filming, and as I was filming, a certain part of law enforcement turned up. Turns out I weren't supposed to be filming while I was filming, and they took my SD cards off me.
Oh.
Okay. So now there's a wireless receiver inside our camera that sends it to a hard drive in the back of my bag. So as long as we have a signal, so it runs on a Wi-Fi signal, but most people think, well, what about if you don't have Wi-Fi? But Wi-Fi signal will work without Wi-Fi. So you only need Wi-Fi to connect to the internet. The signal, you just need something to amplify the signal, and you can use it as like a Bluetooth sort of thing. So ours, as we film, it automatically sends it to a hard drive in my bag, which just stays at the bottom of my bag. So therefore, we already have a backup before we even started. So I always make sure that is actually working. For that main reason, obviously, if we capture a werewolf, for example, and then all of a sudden the police turn up because, you know, Ed's been reported like swinging an hatchet round, like, you know, we're trying to get signals, like we carry flare guns and stuff like that in case we need them. Like if we fire one up or something and someone comes to us, the first thing, if we turn around and say, oh yeah, we've captured a werewolf, look at this, and they are aware of it, the first thing they'll do is take the footage.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, people won't want mass panic. And I think that's the thing. Like if you capture a cryptid and you release it online, I think you have got to be very, very, very careful on how you do that. Because if you just go, look what we've got, instantly, anything government-wise or like that, depending on what conspiracy you believe, like if they don't want it there, it will not be there.
No.
Like I'm pretty sure if we put a full-on like video of a werewolf walking across, taking a piss and walking off screen, and the government couldn't get out there that this video is fake, I'm pretty sure that someone will be knocking on the door.
Oh yeah.
Quite simply. But more importantly, now this might be a weird one to some people, okay? And I promise it's not a sexual thing. Okay.
But we'll judge him after he said it.
It's some case of it. My opinion is if something is big and threatening, the fastest thing you can do to scare something off is strip naked and run at it. Literally. Because it's either going to work or not. You ain't outrunning it. So it's some case of you may as well strip down, run at it, just go woo, and it'll either shit itself and do on itself. It's like that. That fucking crazy. Like or it'd be like Meals on Wheels, boys.
Yeah.
The amount of money I would pay to see that.
Set this up.
I have not got in my bank. I'll find it though.
It's one of them. Like at the end of the day, I just generally think, why not? If you're gonna die, you may as well die free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
I think
yeah.
Right. Trying to hunt these monsters is probably the most stupidest thing you could possibly do. For instance, here's a little bit of a leak for you. So we are soon going to be going back to Scotland. And we're going to be filming the Vampires of the Highlands. Now, personally myself, I don't know if we're going to probably catch anything. Like, vampires, I think, have been pushed very, very highly through myth and legend.
Yeah.
But there is actually over 60 reports of them.
Oh.
Now, every monster we hunt down, it's not just, oh, what monster should we do next? That one sounds good. It'll make a good episode. It's a simple case of every monster that we look at, there is a full documented, like, historic pack.
Yeah.
So Ian makes these big ass flipping binders.
Right.
And he'll have everything in there, like what the creature's supposed to look like, how it's changed from story to story, how it links from story to story. There's like maps of where it's been dotted around and seen, and see these patterns. Like, we're not just four guys trying to make a YouTube channel. No. It's a case of we want to try and find these cryptids, and we're just bringing you along for the fun of it, basically, which is good because it gives me a job. Like, I've always found when you are terrified, if you have a job to do, you tend to do it, even though you're scared.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Like, I generally think I am probably the most scaredest person on the team. Like,
I don't know.
The other guys are very good at hiding it. Well, the other guys are just really good at hiding it. Like, for instance, Josh saw something in the forest in Cannock, and he's like, if I saw that, I wouldn't say anything. I'll just keep walking. Like, I know you shouldn't, but I would just keep walking and then turn back. Like, I try and catch it on camera and then be like, oh, yeah, this got spotted as well. I didn't think it was important at the time. Like, where Josh was like, what the fuck was that? Like, just point it out as if it's nothing. Like, that's like, oh, fucking dinner bell, mate. Like,
yeah. Quick question for you. This is from Lana. She's asking, she's in Inverness. I'm going to mess this up. Is this a Cannock you mentioned? The Highlands Cannock? I think that's how you pronounce it. The vampire.
Could be. Ian's the historian person.
Yeah, he's our researcher.
Right. I don't know, because I didn't even know there's any reports of vampires at all, let alone 60.
Yeah, like throughout time. But it's one of those. It's also, we don't just take what's it called? Like an eyewitness account. We don't just take it for the simple fact of oh, that is a report. That is a report. It's a question of we will read through them all and try and find similarities.
Find a pattern.
Yeah, I must admit, even about Cannock, most people are not going to like me for saying this, but like with Cannock Chase, I'll probably say 50, maybe 60% of the stuff we read, like with sightings and stuff like that, they just do not add up.
No.
I think it's more a case of, oh, if we say we saw something, we might get a bit of publicity or something. I generally think that's the feeling. But then there's some that link so well with others, and it's like they could be. It's like I think the widest gap was like 4 or 5 years, and it was like almost identical. So yeah, we don't just take eyewitnesses as face value. It's just better to say, well, we have a pack of 60 eyewitnesses, but out of that 60, we'll probably only say what, Ed? There's only about 5 or 6 that.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Once it's condensed,
I was going to say about 3 or 4.
Like editing and filming. like, we filmed in Cannock for 5 days.
Yeah.
We're going to be lucky we make an hour episode. Like, it's like, it's the same thing with research. The more research we do, it just allows us to have a bigger picture.
Yeah.
Like, out of all the reports from Cannock, we felt that, like, the Dogman was the best course of action for an episode in Cannock. You could do multiple versions, like you could probably do a full season in Cannock Chase.
Oh God, yeah. With Cannock, it's like you say, with the different stories. I mean, from the time we were there, we kind of like dwindled a lot of the different things what are meant to be there. So in that way, then you wouldn't have the full season. But you could definitely, I'd say, what would you say, Ben? About 3 or 4 episodes, maybe.
Easy. Like, so from just off the top of my head, it's like we could do an episode on werewolves, Dogman, episode on the Pigman, episode on the Ghost-Eyed Children, episodes on aliens, like episodes on the graveyard the graveyard. Like then there's Bigfoot stuff. And I think, you know, that's what brings a lot of people to Cannock, because it's a bit of everything.
Hotspot.
Yeah.
But I also think that, like I said, over 60% of the reports there from all these different things, out of everything, when it knuckled down, like, we personally believe that Dogman was probably the most likely if there was one.
Yeah. But it's like, sorry, just quickly, everything that when we met up and everything I told you that I know from what either other people have told me or what I've researched, I have had not even all my own. There's been 5 different encounters ish, maybe 6. 3 of them were mine, and others were other people that were there out of the whole of Cannock, and that was in 3 different parts. So, do you know what I mean? It's like, and I rhymed off God knows how many different things that went on there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But to find them and trace it back and all that kind of stuff is good luck. Is all I'm going to say.
100%.
Yeah, of course. Because I treat these as animals. Like, I know, like, a lot of it, there's always got that paranormal factor, but with a lot of them, I try and see it as an animal. And to be honest, like, to try and find an animal in the same spot every time is nigh on impossible. So, like, you and like you say, for 5 days, we could have been there 5 weeks, and still probably just about got more than what we did do.
5 days nearly killed me.
Yeah,
especially this time of year, camping outside, freaking miserable.
Yeah, it's not so warm, is it? That place that has shown you, that's where me and Sober was in his bivvy, and it was like 2 degrees, and it felt like it was -30.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we had all them deer run past. But I've been there a few times before and since. No deer, nothing.
Yeah, Ian was gutted, mate. After you telling him about them deer, like, he spent the whole 5 days looking for a deer and didn't find one.
Nothing at all.
But this is the thing that we said. Like, there's over like 40 million deer in this country.
Yep.
And how often do you see one? So when there's only 1 or 2 creatures,
oh yeah,
like the odds of seeing it,
yeah,
you've got better odds of seeing a deer. Now that's saying something. Like,
yeah. And especially like when we was driving through Cannock and that, all the signs everywhere, it's just caution deer, watch for deer and that. And he was like, there is none.
Well, you know, I drive for a living, and I'm over at Suffolk, Norfolk, Cambridge, Peterborough, and all that. I seen 2 muntjac deer last week, and there's probably the first deer that I'd seen in about 3 weeks. So in 5 weeks, I've seen 2 live deer,
which is just crazy. Yeah. Saying that though, it seems like my truck's a magnet for deer because I've hit 2. So, and I haven't aimed for them. I promise. I want to put it out there. I do not aim for them, but they do.
When you're werewolf hunting. What he's saying is he's using the excuse of the deer that he killed to stop from killing other people because he's a werewolf. He just says he hit them.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who were like. I know I'm a little bit hairy, but it does not mean I'm a werewolf.
I must admit,
but that's what a werewolf would say.
Yeah,
exactly.
it is, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Eddie.
It's all right, mate. You just outed me to everyone. But if I could look like the werewolf from Van Helsing, I'm happy.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. All I know is I'm going to start taking silver, like bits of silver out with me, just in case.
Oh, that was it. Do you carry anything like that for protection, like crystals, iron, any of that kind of stuff?
To be honest,
so I have certain bracelets. So because obviously, like I said, me and Ian come from a paranormal background, a cryptid background, I always have certain gemstones and stuff on me, to protect me from, like, I don't believe in demons,
okay,
but I believe in negative spirits, and I think that, you know, there's enough people out there that are arseholes when they were alive. They're probably arseholes after they're dead. And I think that's what is a negative spirit. I think that's what people see as a demon. So I carry certain, like, charms and stuff with me for that. I might upgrade to a silver bullet. I just need to, like, move to America so I can get a license to fire it.
Yeah. See, that's the downside to it. The UK, I suppose, with protection, you're limited. So if there is anything, unless it's your own land.
Yeah, but you see, we're Monster Squad, so we're that tough. We just walk up to werewolf and punch a bullet inside.
Oh yeah, there is that.
Yeah,
always do that.
Into his chest.
Sorry, I'll change that. Hey, go punch him with a bullet.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Here's the bullet. Hit him.
Yeah. So do you take any? Sorry. So do you take anything, Eddie?
Nothing like that really. Like I say, because I come from a background of bushcraft and camping. So I always, when I go out into the woods, I've always got like a hatchet with me, or maybe a bushcraft knife or something, just to pass the time. And when we're camped up or something like that, and like help with fire or whatever. But stuff like that, like what if needed be, I could use for self-defense, but nothing like that. But to be fair, like, I ain't really thought of it like that, to be fair. So I might have to more look into it. Just in case.
We need the first season to do really well and make loads of money so we can dip your axe in silver.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
If you lose that axe, you'll be coming back to haunt us, mate.
Yeah, that's right.
I want a solid silver camera.
Just dip yourself in silver, you'll be fine.
Well,
you won't. You'll probably be really ill, but
a silver member is a gold member.
Yeah,
silver, like, really poisonous though. Oh, that's mercury in it.
Yeah.
You don't want to dip yourself in that.
No, that won't be very much good.
No, I don't even think you'll be alive by the time you get back out.
Not true. You were just brown bread.
Yeah, pretty much. So, sorry, we've got a couple of questions for you, but I'll go to them in a minute. So you've done all the filming now for season 1.
We've got 2 more. We're going out 2 more.
Can you say where?
One's in Scotland.
Yeah.
Just told you, vampires.
Oh, I thought that was season 2.
No, that's going to be in season 1.
My mistake.
It's all right, no problem. And the other one, all I'm going to say is it's underground, but I can't tell you where because we're not supposed to be in there. So I can't tell you where, I can't tell you when. But all I can tell you is it's underground, and we're going to be looking. I don't know if I should tell him because it's sort of Ian's sort of creature.
Yeah, it's a baby, isn't it? It's the one he's been most looking forward to.
Okay. Well, we can't tell you where, we can't tell you when, but what we can tell you is it's not a werewolf.
Done and dusted, isn't it?
Yeah.
Watch it now. We're gonna go under there. There's gonna be a fucking werewolf in there.
That would just stand there like, well, we can't. What are you doing? We've already released this. What you do to us?
So, right? Can you say then if it's England, Ireland, Scotland, or Wales?
It will be England.
Yeah.
Yes, it'll be England.
Yeah, I know where it is. Yeah.
It is
You'll
England,
have to
isn't
tell me off air because it's killing me not knowing.
it?
We'll have to swear it to secrecy.
I don't say anything to anyone about anything till I'm given the go ahead, so it's all safe. Right, I've got a couple of questions for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So first one, all three of them are from Og, who does the moderating. So this is Elaine, and she wants to know how many of you are in the squad, or do you meet up with other teams?
So there's 4 of us in Monster Squad. We do sort of collaborations with people. So obviously, like Andy's come down and discuss stuff. Unfortunately, Andy couldn't come out with us. He had a roast dinner or something to go back to.
I'd work then. I had to go to work.
Like this time round, because we know Cannock Chase has got, a very big history of ghost children and ghost sightings and stuff like that, as well as dogmen. Between all the evidence we caught and we put together, those were the 2 main cryptids and paranormal sort of things. So this time around, we brought on Paraman. So Daryl Evans, he came out with us and he spent some time with us in the military graveyard, which we got an amazing capture, which Andy has, and he'll probably play at some point during this. Yeah, amazing capture. So glad that Daryl could take time out to come and help us. Same with you, Andy. Glad that you could take time out and come down to us and stuff. But yeah, there's only ever.
Go on.
Well, there's only ever 4 members.
Only 4. I was just going to say I was good that I couldn't stay any longer.
Yeah, so we to be fair, because that'd have been good. Because like you say, you've been there. How many times have you been there?
8 now.
That's what I mean. So you probably like little spots and stuff like that. Like it would have been
little
massive.
places.
Yeah, that'd have been a massive help for us. So next time.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Right.
So 4 members.
Yeah,
there may be collabs. So if someone specializes in a certain cryptid or monster or something, we'll always try to bring them in from another outside opinion and outside investigation skills. But every episode, there'll only ever be the 4 key members.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Right. Next one. Oh, you've kind of answered this. Where have you decided to go next? I've seen your page. I see you on your page. You asked for suggestions.
Okay, so I think there's been a slight sort of miscommunication. It was more that was a poll out of what sort of monsters do you want to see, rather than like where do we need to go? Because obviously at the end of the day, it's a TV show, and that is what it is first and foremostly filmed as. It's filmed as a TV show. Maybe one day we'll capture the cryptids and stuff like that, which will be amazing. But first and foremost, it is a show. And shows only work by the viewers watching them. Now, we will prefer if you guys turn around to us and says, "Oh, the Himalayas, you need to go there," but like we'd love to watch something on the Himalayas, and what's it called?
Well, the Yeti.
Yeah, the Yeti and stuff. Like you'd have to give us a couple of months to train for that sort of environment. But we prefer to go to somewhere, make an episode where you guys would actually like want to watch it, rather than we're going to the local forest, sort of thing.
Yeah. No, thank you. Next question. How many episodes in each season are you putting it as one film?
It will be episodes per season. There will be a collaboration, like not a collaboration. There will be a film put together, but it'll be a film of like all the bloopers from the entire season.
Yeah.
And I want to try to keep that separate to the rest of Monster Squad. So realistically, at the moment, we're looking at 7 episodes per season.
Yeah.
we think that is quite an undertaking. Like we've said, it's not like let's go out for a night, look for Bigfoot, and then call it a night, and we'll put together, a live or like that. We are talking like 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7 days. I think the most we've done is 8 days in a location, looking and looking and looking and trying to capture what we need to capture to make the show actually watchable. But as with every single member, we've already stated this, that even if we have an episode that, how can I put it, we don't capture anything.
Yeah.
This is why it's important for us to add the educational value to it. So therefore, there's at least something to watch, rather than, welcome, we went here, we stayed here this long, nothing happened, good night. Like, it's just like, I think, there's a lot of that. Like, and a lot of the cryptid shows out there, you watch the same thing every single week from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And have nothing at the end of it, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, totally get it. I just want to say thank you to Nikki Brown for donating £5. Really appreciate it. Next question is, when I find it, this is from 1423, and they want to know, do the lads have any suspicions where the cryptids are coming from?
Okay, so I think I know what they're on about here. So we had this conversation with Richie B quite a while ago on some people believe like cryptids and aliens and stuff like that are all linked together. So therefore they are what's the word? Something being a supernatural being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like they come from a different dimension, and that's why certain weather happens, and then all of a sudden someone will see a cryptid and stuff like that. I can't speak for the rest of the team. Me personally, I just think, as I've said, there's 40 million deer in the country.
Yeah.
When have you ever seen one? Like the average person that isn't constantly in deer areas, like when have you ever seen one? Like there's a deer sign literally down the road from me, and I don't even live in a forest. Like I don't live anywhere for deer to be there. So if one ever walks across the road, I'm very shocked. Like, and I think they're just so used to hiding, and I think some of the legends have been swifted just that little bit too much. That what we're actually looking for isn't what we're looking for.
Yeah.
So like a dog man could be 2 foot tall, but we're looking for a 7, 8, 9 foot being. So I think personally, that's where I'm from. Ed, what about you?
I've always, like I say, with a lot of cryptids, I mean, like, I wouldn't say like the more believable ones, but the ones that make the most sense to me, like Bigfoot especially, I always try and see it as an animal that's came through with evolution, but for some reason, especially like with Bigfoot, I think they are so intelligent, like nigh on nearly human intelligence, that they can hide. They know them like the woods, like the back of their hand, like your own house.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to be seen, they're not going to be seen. Their senses are so much more heightened than ours, and it is truly like if you see one, it's like a gift, like
Yeah.
they ain't gonna just do it for everyone because but one day they will do it for me. Like I'm telling you.
Yeah. He gets and runs through that forest.
Yeah. But I think a lot of them like that, and as well, I agree with like what Ben's saying, like what could have been or what is an animal of a proportion has been just scaled over time, and it's been took out of concept, like with Nessie, like because as a kid, like I always thought of Nessie as a plesiosaur, as a prehistoric animal. But and as the years gone on, it's become that. But really, it could have just been like a giant eel or a giant catfish or something. What is irregular for that lock of that like a size for that lock, and it's just been scaled up to the monster we know today.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get all that. Makes sense.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm always open to like the supernatural aspect of it. I just can't get my head around it, especially like interdimensional. If someone can explain to me in terms that I can understand, then go for it. But until then, I'll see them as an animal, as a flesh and blood creature.
Yeah. Thank you. Right, next question. You ready? From 14 again. A few questions in one. So,
I was hoping you were going to bring this up. I just read it and laughed.
All right. Do the lads do any individual vigils? Have they tried the Darkman technique, where one sits out in a remote area but observed location, and the others film them from a distance? If so, who gets the Darkman job?
Can I take this one, Ed?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so yes, we do. But it literally, I'm reading this, it made me laugh for the simple fact of I realised something like just now. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it what I'm thinking?
It probably is. So usually it'll be Ian or Josh. Yeah, they get dumped somewhere. Then so our camera rig, you know, we have very, very expensive equipment that does very, very good night vision and stuff like that. It's like having night vision goggles through a camera and stuff. And we use very special lights and stuff to enhance it. One of which we have a very, very, very good optical lens. Now, the funny thing is, because I'm the camera guy, and 95% of the time you'll never see me on shot. And when you do, it'll tend to be a bad angle because one of them will have done it.
Yeah, fair point.
Even if you watch the intro video, okay, so the trailer that we put out, if you watch everybody's drone clips, you know, when everyone's being introduced, everyone's is smooth, crisp, clean, and then mine's like dead jagged, and that's because I couldn't physically do it. And where we were, it was tracking the tree, not me, so I couldn't even do it that way.
Right.
Literally, if you look out for that, it'll make you laugh next time you watch it. Everyone's is dead smooth, and then mine's dead jagged. But the one thing I realized is, so some of the lenses that we use, they're very expensive, but they do massive focal lengths. That said, I've just realized that there's certain shots. So I think I was very lucky, I suppose. So in the episode that we're going to be releasing as the pilot, which is the Cannock Chase episode, we thought, you know, everyone knows Cannock Chase, so that'll be the great one for everyone to watch. There is a shot in that, okay, where I realized that I had a massive focal length lens on, and I was probably around, I'd say, 250 meters away from everyone, which might not seem very far. Okay, so I think Ed remembers this shot. I was literally hid inside a bush just to get that creepy, eerie feeling, sort of thing. They were talking about dogmen. It couldn't have happened any better, really. So I'm there, slowly zooming in on Ed, just to get this nice smoothing effect. And just as I get to sort of like his main focus on the back of his head, something goes snap. He bolts and looks around, thinking it's me, and then I'll have to put the blooper on the on the BIB website. We're going to be putting like the bloopers and out and all that sort of stuff. He looks at me and goes, "You just scared the shit out of us." I went, "That fucking wasn't me," and then we heard it again on the other side, and it's literally like something had ran round the whole back of us.
Yeah.
It was a freaky moment, but it made me laugh because I just realised technically I did that to myself without even realising it, but with no camera on me. So like I was just in a bush 250 meters away trying to get this really nice shot, and they're in the front of me, no one's around me, and it's like 2 a.m, and I basically dartman myself without realising it. But usually on screen, it's either Josh or Ed that we would. No, sorry, Josh or Ian that would chuck somewhere. You know, the least important people. That's why they're not here.
Jesus.
You can't say that.
Well, Ed's the face. You guys will notice this. Ed's like Ed does a lot of the talking. Josh does a lot of the jumping, and Ian does a lot of the research, and I just hold the camera.
Yeah.
But it's funny though, because Josh is like our security as well, but he's the most jumpiest one.
Yeah, that is a good point. But yes, we do what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like in the episode that we're going to be releasing, we at one point we had 2 campsites set up, like 4 miles apart, sort of thing, and I eventually Paramount. So Daryl was with Josh for at one point. So them 2 had one campsite. We walked off to set up another, and Daryl was leaving that night, and it was a case of we forgot that then Josh had to walk to us, and he basically walked 4 miles, four something miles on his own. We told him, make sure he films. We had radio contact at all times.
Yeah.
But it was just funny because when I said to him, like, did you get the footage? He was like, no, fuck that, mate. I just sprinted it. So he must have felt like quite.
He got out of dodge.
Yeah. Wow.
But yes, we do what you've asked, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you'll see that.
Cool. So when is it going to be released? Do you know?
That's a big tricky one. So obviously I do a lot of editing for a lot of different people at the same time as our own stuff and stuff like that. So not to say our stuff gets put on a back burner, because that isn't the right thing. It's just our stuff gets edited in between other things, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Realistically, we'd love to release it in December.
Yeah.
When that date is, I can't exactly tell you. So obviously there's some episodes that have not even been started editing. This one has. We're probably about, I'd say, 14 minutes into the episode, so that's probably around about 4 days so far of editing.
Wow.
So like I said, in a sense, we've spared no expense to try and make this the best quality we possibly can.
Yeah.
And the fact that these guys managed to get me in a forest in the middle of the night when I'm normally tucked up in bed, like, just so we get the right camera shots and stuff, like.
Oh, it took some doing,
It's
though.
going to be worth it.
Yeah.
It's better have the bloody worth
Well,
it.
it's like, can I talk about some of the filming that we did?
Yeah, you can.
With the dowsing.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the dowsing, and you guys are stood behind me. So I'm doing it all in my head, asking the questions and that, and it's pointing to you guys, and it's pointing back, and it's pointing to a little tunnel at the side of the river. I then turn around, he's halfway up a tree with a harness thing around him.
Yeah, so like out of all of us, I'm an experienced rock climber, and like ropes and harnesses and stuff like that. At the end of the day, we try to do everything as safe as we possibly can. And if we're going to go up into trees and film to get that sort of bird's eye view angle and stuff, we have to ensure that, like, I'm safe and the equipment's safe. And we also then have a quick escape plan. So it's not too bad for that shot, Andy, because we were only literally like 2 foot off the ground. Obviously, I was leaning off the tree.
Yeah, you like leaning over, weren't you?
Yeah. But there's been times when I've been, what, Ed? Like 16 foot?
Maybe he's getting close to 20.
And it's a case of I've been filming up in the tree just as they walk through the forest. Nothing like extending. People are like, why can't you use a drone for stuff like that? But the problem is when you start using drones, you get them stuck in trees. We're not going to go into that though.
Yeah.
But also,
you got stuck in the tree.
Drone lens. Well, a drone lens will only do so much, and unless you're spending stupid money like 30-40 grand on a drone, like that's when you start getting like proper professional quality images and stuff. Where with a camera, you've also got to do is climb a tree, harness myself off, and literally rappel down. So I'm hovering in air with like the camera in my hands, and I can get the focal length of our lenses and stuff like that. It's a cost-effective way. Yes, it's a bit more of a pain in the arse, and obviously the main problem is, like we had, what happens if snap, something starts running, like you're stuck up in a tree.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, we have very expensive and very, well used equipment, and we have certain procedures and stuff like that. I think I rappelled down from that 16-foot drop in like less than 2 seconds. I was on the floor and we were gone. Like,
I thought he was coming down with a splat.
It scares the shite out of these guys, because one day we're going to have to film with the drone with me rappelling down, because it's literally just a case of, it's like let go of the rope.
Yeah.
But the way how the ropes are threaded through all the harnesses and through all the devices, it's like as soon as I then press a button, it'll automatically slow the rope down and stuff like that. So it's like having a winch without the power.
Yeah.
But obviously it's very, very scary doing that with 10 grand in your hand, dropping that quick.
Yeah.
But it's so doing stuff like 2 foot is not really that much of a problem. But there is something interesting that we wanted to tell you. It might be a coincidence, but I was watching back your dowels. Okay. And when you said, "Can you point to where Ben is?"
Yeah.
And they both came around to me. When I watched that footage back, all of a sudden my nose my nose just went boomf, and blood went everywhere.
What, whilst watching it back?
While watching it back, yeah. Like to the point of Ian had to physically do all the first aid. We thought like I burst like loads of vessels in my nose because it just wouldn't stop bleeding. I was like covered in blood.
Yeah.
It was a really weird moment, but
no, I was just trying to have a pot noodle.
A bit of ketchup, free ketchup.
Exactly.
You're all right. So, daft question: have you watched it back since that bit to see if it happens again without being too
not
sick
yet.
and dark?
I watched other bits. I haven't watched that certain clip yet.
Right. What about getting one of the others to watch it, see if it happens to them? Only as a general experiment, not to like be like all sick and twisted in the head.
That's what it is. So you get to the aneurysm next.
No, but it's just strange how that happened. Thank you, Og. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've never heard of anything like that before. Like you said, though, it could be coincidence, but
yeah,
as you know, I was getting some answers to when I was doing the dowsing. It took a while for it to start, but once it started, it was going.
It was very consistent as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, because like I said, I was crap because I couldn't remember your name or Josh's name.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
right.
I was trying to do it without asking. I'm gonna have to ask. So I've got your names, and then when it started pointing to each of you, and you was all moving about as well. And Josh was right at the back through the trees, a bit further back to where you was.
Yeah, that's right.
My right. You originally was on the other side of the water, weren't you? On the other side of the bridge, Ben.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it was kept pointing to the tree that you ended up climbing up in, and that like outlet, like brickwork tunnel at the side of the stream, and it kept pointing to them, and then it was pointing to you guys. And I just stood there laughing because I just think, I don't know why, I just find it so funny when they start working.
I know what you mean. It's like a weird feeling. It's a bit like we did an empty session in the graveyard. So we saw the clip that you have. I saw that live on camera. So then we decided to do an SD session while we were there, and it was by the end of that session, like I was great. So I never normally do it. I'm just normally the guy on the camera watching it all. But I said to the guys, like, look, I don't get going camera often. The camera's static right now. Like, I'd like to do that. But by God, but that was a weird night though. Like a lot of things happened that night where it just felt uneased everywhere we went.
Yeah.
Do you want me now talking about it? I'm going to try and play the video.
Okay.
So I've had to send it back to myself. It's going to open it up as another window, so it might go all glitchy for a minute. Once it does it, I'll stabilize everything and then I'll share the screen. So just bear with me, everyone, because I'm not sure where it's going to go. Right. Oh, there we go. Right. So,
well, for these people who are about to
is
watch
it?
it, basically, we believe that we've caught a shadow figure walking in the graveyard. So I've slowed the footage down and overexposed it to be able to see the figure, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
There we go.
because when you saw it, me and Ian weren't there, weren't we?
No, you guys were in the forest.
Yeah, we
somewhere.
went back.
Right. So I'm gonna play it now. It's only on for what is it? About 15 seconds.
Split second.
Yeah. Right. Here we go. Oh my God.
Oh, every time.
No,
mate.
I did not watch that. That is the first time I've seen that.
It's messed up. Now, don't get me wrong. The general raw footage, it's really hard to see. So Ed and Ian, apart from me, are the only people that have seen this. So the original footage, it was really hard to see.
Mm.
So as soon as when I exposed it and like brought the lighter color through, on the editing side of it, like I physically got chills because I didn't realize how much we actually caught. I just thought we got something flicking past a tree, but you can see it walk.
It's a hooded figure.
Yeah, it's literally like, how can I put it? Like a cloak sort of thing.
Because when you said it walked between trees, I thought you meant it came from behind a tree and then went back behind another tree. Didn't realize it actually walked in front of a tree.
Yeah, so it walks from behind one in front of the other, and it's like it's walking down. It's like it's looking for someone.
Right, let's play it again. Because you can see it in front of the headstones as well. Not all of them, some of them.
Yeah, it's literally like it's walking down one of the aisles.
Yeah,
that has given me shivers.
Yeah, mate.
Like, because I've been there. I've been there in the day. Been there at night.
Thing is, though, like we said, that night felt so weird. The whole time we were there, it felt weird. But like we never a million years thought we'd capture that.
No. Because like you say, me and Ian, we was in the woods trying to track something for ages. Then all of a sudden, Ben came on the radio and it was just like, boys, you need to get back here right now. Like I think I've just caught something. So that was it. Me and Ian like looked at each other, just hightailed it back out and got to them. And then by that point, Ben was just getting ready to do the SD session. But so he didn't really show us on the night, but he said, like, you wait till you see this. And then the next day showed it back to us. And honestly, like even now I'm thinking about it, I'm getting goosebumps all up my arm and everything. Like that was crazy.
Right, I've slowed it down to 0.7 just to see if we can get a better view of it, because this is something else. It really is.
Yeah, it's fucking mental. This is what we've always
there we
said.
go.
Like the sort of equipment that we use, it's not a phone. Do you know what I mean? Like phones are great in the daytime.
Yeah.
Like in the day they use self processes inside the phone that like color braids and everything for you. Where when using an actual camera with proper sensors and stuff like that, like it's mad. Like you
can
just see more.
That is going in front of some of them, the headstones, but behind the others. It's clearly in front of the tree. You can see it in front of the tree now. And then it's cleared the tree. You can still see it. It's just slightly off pitch black.
And it just disappears from that. But yeah, it's like I've been doing it a very, very long time, and I've never ever captured anything like that. Like I said, I didn't even realize it was that detailed. It was only after pulling color and stuff like that that we managed to expose it in that sense.
Yeah, it's
definitely freaky.
Yeah,
big time.
I don't think you ever want to go back there.
You'll be all right, Andy. You come with us.
Never to be seen again. Famous last words.
But I also think it's one of them, like, this is what we're trying to find. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is
Yeah.
and this is the thing, okay? Like, I know releasing what we've caught, there's probably going to be about 50-60% like fake.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Straight away.
At the end of the day,
CGI.
that is the
Overlay.
best part about it. I wish I could do CGI. Like,
Yeah.
like, and I think that's the problem. I
A
genuinely
lot of
think that is the
people
problem.
don't realize how difficult it is to do CGI. I
Well,
tried it.
people hear the word CGI and they instantly think,
It's an app on your phone or something like that.
it's also like if you study CGI, you'll find that CGI is only used in so many films. There's so many different types of effects that people use. So when
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, it's fake, it's been CGI'd," they don't actually understand what they're saying, really.
Because
So
green
CGI is
screen, people think green screen CGI, but it's
it's
not.
not.
That's putting a backdrop on.
Yeah.
That's all it
So
is.
the part of that would technically be CGI is if a CGI is basically a computer generated, so it's
Image.
solely computer generated image.
Yeah. Is that cartoon animation, Mickey Mouse, Scooby Doo? That's CGI.
No, it's not.
Is it not? Oh,
No.
thought it was.
Most modern stuff will be CGI, but like,
Yeah.
for instance, if you take South Park is hundreds and 100 pieces of paper put together and they make a stop
Right.
motion
Got
animation.
you. Yeah.
That is not CGI.
Yeah. It's
That's
like
effect.
Toy Story.
Yeah.
That kind of
Yeah.
Frozen. All that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So if
computer
it is
generated.
solely computer generated, then it is a CGI.
Yes.
But that's the problem. Everyone seems to think if you own a computer, you can do CGI. Like, I wish I could do CGI. Like,
you
if I
can
could do
afford the
CGI, I'd
software
be
for
working
it.
in Hollywood right now. Like,
Yeah.
it's quite simple.
Yeah.
Like,
But the cost of the
that's the
software
problem.
for it, I've moved from Pixar. I've still got it, but I've started using Adobe and Photoshop for doing the logos and videos and all that. And it's getting my head round how to use it. It's completely different user interface and
Yeah.
different things. It's just finding where everything. It's good. It's really good. The AI in it is fucking amazing. It really, really is. Joe, for doing like backdrops and the logo type stuff, because that's all I really use it for. Creating an image that would take me hours to draw.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think that's where people need to sort of realize that's where 95% of the industry stops with people like us. Like, I am very, very good on Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can make you an image hands down.
Yeah.
There's images in this documentary that I've made for like to show what a dogman is.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wish I could make a dogman walk across a forest. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I could do that, mate,
In
we're making
real, I make
Simple
it
as.
real.
Yeah.
Because that's the other
That's what
thing.
it is.
It's not just doing the CGI, it's making it look like it's in a real place in real time.
Well, that's my worry. So I am very good at editing.
Yeah.
Like I've said, a lot of people ask me to edit for them and stuff like that. So I am very, very good at editing. And I can embed text into stuff and I can make it move as a part of the footage and stuff like that. But that is my limitation, if that makes sense. Like, putting a static piece of text or a static logo into a video that makes it look like a part of that video is extremely easy to do and a part of a course that BIB is putting together. So there'll be like digital online courses. One of them is to teach you how to do that. More importantly, so then like people that would come to me for editing, they can just take the course and do it themselves, save themselves money. Simple as. You try to embed a video in a video or like try to make a CGI item and put it into a video or anything like that. Like, it's like it is like
virtually impossible.
Nobody that has a laptop or a PC tower and is sat at home is doing it. Like the software that it takes to operate CGI software, like apart from probably like the 1% of the people that do it, like just, you know what I mean? What's it called? Like
a hobby?
As a hobby, yeah. Like apart from the 1% of people that do it as a hobby, would not be able to afford it. Like you're talking 75 grand a computer to be fast enough to be able to run something like that. Like the cameras to film the footage that you would embed in, you're talking 400-500 grand a camera. Like it's not as simple as get your phone out, film something, and then CGI something in. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
No.
You have to. There's a reason why we use our camera, and we have to use our expensive camera just to have footage good enough to like embed text into something like properly. Like, but more and more apps are getting developed daily. People can have AI generated pictures now. People can have. I think they've just started AI generated video, and I think they can do that thing now where they take a picture and turn it into a video. But that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people will watch what you just watched and be like, "Well, that's fake," just for the simple fact of it's easier to say something's fake than we caught something.
Yeah.
But that's perfect. Personally for me, I would prefer 60% of people to say that is fake because it means then I can keep doing what I'm doing and keep making episodes to keep proving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I know what we've captured.
And as well as a compliment to you to think that you could do it at that quality.
Definitely, mate. Like, I put it this way, if loads of our stuff starts coming out, so like we know what we've captured, we've been in there, we've shot ourselves, we ran away from it. Like, if people honestly believe what we do, eventually, oh well, that's fake, that's fake, that's fake. Like, I'm literally going to take them to holiday and go, look what I can do, because it's a simple case of like, if people honestly generally think that our team is smart enough to start faking things, then I'm quite honoured that like.
Well, for one, we're better actors than what we made together.
Yeah, mate. Like, I wish I could act scared. I don't need to. I'm always scared.
But do you not enjoy being scared? Do you not think that's a massive part of doing this?
I enjoy the adrenaline.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Turns into a wolf when he gets enough adrenaline.
I'm saying I'm a werewolf. I'm gonna have people like chasing me now, like silver bullets.
The slaughtered. You don't live near the slaughtered lamb, do you?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Well, you never know.
Oh yeah, but yeah. See, I like the being scared. I don't get scared as much as I used to. And I've kind of annoyed myself by doing what I do, because now if I watch a horror movie or anything like that, it's like, don't do it anymore.
No, because
you know you know what's real. You've been out in the dead of the night, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Wait.
You want to destroy yourself even more? Take a music to film class. Yeah, because once you do a music to film class, you'll learn all the secrets that Hollywood do to make you feel scared when watching a horror film. Once you've learned them, you can unlearn them.
Yeah, they put the frequencies in it, don't they? The fear factor frequency and all that.
There's so many different tricks. Like the frequency is one of them. But there's like 7 or 8 different ones, and once you've learned them, you can't unlearn them. It's great. So, for instance, like our stuff, I can build suspense when there's no suspense, and stuff like that, which makes it a more viewable and interesting thing to do. And it is good. Like, there's been shows that I've shot and directed, and even today, I will watch them back knowing what happens, and I still get scared myself. Like, and it's the case of like Anna, my wife, she laughs at me and she's like, "Well, if you can scare yourself, maybe you're going in the wrong direction. Like, maybe it should be more about facts rather than scaring." I was like, "But at the end of the day, we all want to feel what we felt in that forest."
Yeah.
So
you want it as real as possible.
100%. And that is why we don't do ridiculous color grading, because the moment when you start doing like Hollywood color grading and stuff like that, it then takes it from like a raw footage to a cinematic production, which then that alone makes it look fake.
Yeah.
So there's a fine balance in like having live and like polished, basically.
Yeah.
Like everyone, we pick the best bits from a set amount of time. But it's just, you've got to remember, we were physically in that forest for
hours.
So we went out at 8 p.m. Went out at 8 p.m. Back home at 5 a.m. Then we would get up, go do some day shooting.
Yeah.
And go back out at 8 p.m. like till 5 p.m. So if you add all them hours up, we're probably, I think in total, I have something like 1.9 terabytes of footage that we filmed.
Wow.
To make one episode.
Yeah.
Like, but by doing that and literally filming everything, and I'd say that's
it though, isn't it? Because if you didn't film everything, you wouldn't have got that 10-second video.
Like, I would honestly say to anybody that wants to film monsters or anything like that, or paranormal stuff, or just film. Like, if you want to be an explorer, do not stop your camera.
No, from the time you get there to the time you leave.
Yeah, constantly film. Because by doing that, you'll find that 40% of your filler shots, which is classed as B-roll, you'll capture without even fucking doing anything.
Yeah.
There's amount of times it's like this. I wanted 2 shots. 2 shots, that's all I wanted. And I forgot to take them. But luckily, just by having the camera on 24/7 and drones in the air and all this sort of stuff, like, I managed to capture that B-roll that I needed.
Yeah.
But that's also one other thing I'd say. Drones are amazing and they capture really good footage.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the amount of times Ed has told me, get the fucking drone out the air! Because propeller noise.
Yeah.
Like, when you bring that drone down, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's propellers in a very empty forest making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
So even though, you know, we have drones that do night vision and stuff like that, it's noise. Noise pollution is the worst thing in this industry.
Yeah, because when you're trying to track something, and as soon as you break that down, that's for one. It depends. If it's just like a normal animal, like a deer or something, it gets spotted, it bolts. So, but then again, also, if you're not quite prepared, and if it's a predator, you're drawing them into you. So,
that's
22.
You're leaving yourself open, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, we use the drone as a safety technique as well. So, some places, obviously, Cannock Chase is only so big, and once you're bang in the center of it, you know, an hour and 20, hour and 30-minute walk, you get back to civilization.
Yeah.
When you're up in the highlands and you're halfway up a mountain, like, that's it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to try and get down, and like, it becomes a lot harder. And like we said, at all times, safety is our biggest thing.
Yeah.
So we will always keep a full drone battery. So then, worst case scenario, we can fly the drone out for help.
Yeah. Yeah.
I completely agree with that comment. Dog Soldiers was an amazing film. And that is the 5th time Dog Soldiers have come up this week.
See, I did like it, and then I watched it back a couple of months ago, and it's like the acting's it hasn't aged well. Yeah, it's awful. But the whole concept of it is really good.
But the only problem I have with that film is it's a Scottish film that wasn't filmed in Scotland.
No.
It's filmed in Luxembourg because of tax reasons. There's certain shots that are Scottish, but the actual house and everything like that, they built a house in the middle of Luxembourg Forest, and it was all shot there, which is disappointing. But
that's what, especially with how beautiful and that Scotland is. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
they couldn't work there because of tax, basically. The actors couldn't, so they shifted it. Sorry to ruin
Fair
everyone's.
enough. No, I'm
Maybe
just
not.
going to ignore what you've said for the last 2 minutes. Moving on. Right. Got one more question. Oh, so Sunny 11's asking, do you have a YouTube channel? Link.
So, this is where Monster Squad starts getting a bit more hazy. So, at this moment in time, Monster Squad does not have a YouTube channel, and it probably never will. We sort of don't believe in YouTube. We think it's. I shouldn't really say that because you're going to put this on YouTube.
Yeah. It's going out on YouTube now as we speak.
Like, in a sense, the amount of production and stuff that we're putting into it and stuff like that. First and foremostly, we are trying to get it onto bigger mainstream platforms first.
Yeah.
Now the problem is, there is going to be how can I put it? So the pilot episode will be going out. That'll be going out onto Facebook, and it'll be going out onto the BIB YouTube channel. There'll probably be a link over onto Mystery Mysteries probably as well.
Yeah.
For you all to watch the pilot. All the shows that BIB offers, from this to paranormal shows to everything else we do, courses, everything like that, are a part of an online subscription payment thing, which I don't really want to get into right this second.
No.
But they'll eventually be available on there as well. But our first and foremost is to try and to get it onto Amazon Prime and places like Discovery Plus. We know the challenge. The whole point of creating a pilot is to show them that, and that's why we're going to be filming the full season 1, and then the contacts that we've already made through such platforms, we will then be delivering the whole thing for them to decide if we meet what they want, basically. So at the moment, no, we do not have a YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook. It's just Monster Squad. The picture is literally says Monster Squad, and it's like a monster guy walking through the forest.
There's your link.
Yeah, so that's linked to the Facebook page. You follow us on there, you get all the small little insight bits and stuff like that. Any information that we have moving forward with Monster Squad will be on there as well.
Cool. Thank you. Right, got a couple more, 2 more questions, and then we're going to have to end it because we're at the 90-minute mark, unfortunately. Always goes too quick. Right. Are you going to any conferences this year to chat about what you do?
The whole team will be at Paracon.
Yeah.
If we have a table, we will be deciding if that's going to happen or not. Realistically, Monster Squad will not be speaking at Paracon unless somebody drops out last minute. Both me and Ian, being the owners of Paracon, feel very strongly that anything that me and him are associated with should not benefit from the fact that we own Paracon. In that way, we think it's ethically wrong for us to go, well, Monster Squad's headlining next year, like, like, I believe they're going on before Andy Decaux. But
I need to check that.
Like, if you come along to Paracon, we might have a little booth set up in the corner where you can come and say hi and stuff like that, and ask us any questions that you want to ask us. But unless another convention or event asks us at this moment, no, we're not. We won't be speaking about Monster Squad anywhere. But you never know. If we get onto Amazon Prime or something like that, I'm pretty sure someone will be like, "Hey, you want to come speak?"
Exactly.
You don't know. It's like you don't get anywhere in this world until you're as big as Andy.
No, I'm tiny.
Hang on about that 6 inches, that.
Shh. I said that was 12, but anyway. But no, I started doing this as a hobby, and I wasn't even doing this. I was going out investigating, doing it on Facebook Live, and then through lockdown and everything, ended up starting interviewing people. Never ever done it before in my life, and now this is all I'm doing, literally. So through default, it worked. So thank you everyone for helping be part of it. So it was scary at first, but now it's like it's nice now. It's a good level and kind of know what I'm doing. I don't have to wing it as much. I still do, but just not as much.
Not as much. It's planned winging.
yeah. And there's something else I was going to say to you, and I cannot think what it was.
Was it the do you use any heat sensors?
There's that, but there's something else. But do you use any heat sensors?
Yes. So our camera has a thermal imaging sensor inside the normal sensor. So our main camera rig can actually go thermal imaging with its full focal length, which is bloody insane. We were showing Ed when we were out in the field, and he was like blown away that he could see like all of Josh's heat from like 150 meters away.
Yeah, I know. It's like it was like watching Predator, but you are the predator. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's mad.
Right. Quickly, before we go to the end bit, I said I'm going to show you something from Cannock Chase. Yeah. Don't all start kicking off in the chat because you know what's coming up. And I've shown it a million times. And I'm going to show it a million more, but it's definitely worth it. I just need to find it. So this is an image that was sent to me from a guy in America, Jody Cook. He was sent it by a landowner in Simon's put good night because you know straight away. He had some stuff going on his farm, right? So he set up a camera. I don't know if it's a trial cam. Ended up, it took 4 pictures with this thing on the picture, right? So this is the first image. This is Cannock Chase, right? Now, it started off, it's something in a suit. It looks like it's got padded shoulders where you've got the head and shoulders that goes over the rest of the suit. And I initially said, it looks like it's got velvet trousers on.
Yeah, it does a bit. Looks like he's doing his best Tommy Cooper impression.
Yeah. So this was taken around the mid-90s, 1990s, that is. Yeah.
Okay.
And we was debating the bottom half looked like it was drawn, the top half looked like it was costume. But if you go back to the 90s, costumes like that, you're talking Hollywood or somewhere.
Yeah.
That's going to be expensive. And why would you dress up like that just to
get a picture?
Yeah, or 3 pictures and like moonwalk across. So that's a better one. So you can see the gravel, you can see the edge of a trailer. Now you guys know the trailers on the back that hook up onto the back of a tractor or a small van are what, about 2 foot off the ground? They're only low, aren't they? They put, I don't know whether they put machinery on it or hay, but I'll send you the full pictures of it. They're on the hard drive, which is separate to the computer. So I worked out the size of that is roughly about 4.5 foot, or between 4 and 5.5 foot tall. Yeah, I've got the negatives of it as well. So these 3 images, they're the first 2. Now the next one is going to be the one of the illustration of what someone seen in the 1920s, but it was put in a book in the 1970s. Now this was Harlem. I Talk Cryptids. He sent me this. Yeah, he sent me the illustration, and if he was in the chat before, if he's still in the chat, he'll probably know the name of the guy whose book it's in. Right, so the one on the left, the black and white drawing, is an image of a witness account of the Slitting Mill Troll. Now, where we met up and we went up onto that mound, that's Slitting Mill.
Yeah.
Remember me telling you about all the different stuff?
Yeah.
Right? Now, how do you think them two compare? Obviously, one's a drawing, and you try to remember what something looked like, blah blah blah. So it might be out of proportion. There might be stuff. That might be exactly how the person's seeing it. But to me, without putting words in your guys' mouths, it does look very similar.
They've got to very similar posture.
Yeah,
and that.
Like the hands, the way the arms are, the big shoulders coming up, like neck straight into the head, straight into the chest with no neck, all that kind of stuff. Right?
Yeah, I'll just say with the angle of the photo, it's not doing it justice. If you know what I mean, I feel like if it was like at the same angle as what the drawing is, that'd give it a bit of a better scope. But I could see what you mean, how it's similar.
Right, so we're looking like not Putwoodgie, sorry, like Dogman, Sheep Squatch, all that, because it looks like it's a bit woolly, doesn't it? Right?
Yeah.
So I've been watching like Vampire Diaries and all that, and the last one we was watching was Legacies. Anyway, and it said about Putwoodgie.
Yeah, from Bridgewater.
And then we're watching it, and then this comes up.
Yeah.
And as soon as I seen that, I'm like, oh my God, the Slitting Mill Troll. So that's not the best because I had to do it, take screenshots as I was watching it. But that one and that one, if you compare, imagine that stood up, right? So there's one of it lay down. It's not great. You can't get a depth of size or anything like that with it. But if you compare that to these, it's not a million miles away.
No, I see what you mean. So, like you say, because them pictures you just showed us of the Putwoodgie, what was that from?
Legacies, part of Vampire Diaries and the originals.
Okay. It's because they look nothing like the Putwoodgie.
No, this is Hollywood, whatever. This
right,
is
okay,
movie makeup and effects and what have you.
Right, okay.
So it's all latex and whatever else.
Yeah, I think, very good. Physical effects.
I think there's an actual guy inside that, like playing the part, and that's just the costume.
Right.
Either way, but you look at that, and then look at the black and white one, and then look at the sheep squatchy one. To me, there's a link. And I can't get away from the link of the 1, 2, 3.
How high did you put that at? Again,
I said about at the most 5 foot. Pushing it.
Night one.
Yeah.
The forest.
Yeah.
About 5 foot.
Well, it was just a shade shorter, but I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're thinking.
That's a bit more fucking terrifying now, though, isn't it?
No, I'm gutted. I didn't go after it.
I'm guessing you had some sort of sighting. You don't have to give anything away.
Well, I will send you a small clip. For your eyes only. Until the episode airs. But all I'm going to say is that if I had seen that picture before, my opinion on that trip will probably be different. Because hello, Jason Finch. Say hello, Ed. Don't be nasty. He said hi.
Oh, no, sorry. I was deep in thought then. Hello, mate.
Listen very much.
Quickly, before you carry on, Ben, Harlem's still in the chat. The trolls weren't supposed to be all that big, as they were originally described by the family as being short and stocky, 5 foot-ish. Pretty accurate. That was not a bad guess, that, from a photograph and drawing.
I don't think it's a troll.
No, I don't.
I think what I was saying before is what is related to it. The fact of, when you hear these eyewitness accounts and all of a sudden a dog man is 9 foot tall can bench press a house. Like, you just instantly go in there with this in your head.
Yeah.
Where at 5 foot, that I can tell you now, a creature like that at 5 foot. I'm so sorry, I got a trick on my throat.
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah, a creature like that at 5 foot.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 will get recognized as a deer. Because all it's got to do is crouch a tiny little bit, and its head is at deer height.
Yeah.
All I will say is, without unveiling too much, obviously, otherwise the episode's fucking pointless in watching. We captured something that moved in a way that we could not understand.
Right.
For an animal to move.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, I'll send you the clip, Andy, and you'll be like, if you thought the ghost one was like,
this is
so I've watched a lit person as well.
Am I going to sleep tonight after watching these, or what?
Well, put it this way, I didn't sleep the night after this happened.
Right.
We were in the middle of the forest.
I struggled.
Well, I don't know if you said anything, but I need to prep up. But aren't we meeting up soon again to talk about that other thing we was chatting about? Because you want to get a bit more footage that you didn't manage to pick up.
Yeah, I wanted to just get some stock footage of the military door.
Yeah.
But I haven't told Ian yet that we're going back up to see you. So
we're going back. He'll come along. Yeah. But no, I was thinking if we could do it and do a night stay over.
Possibly.
It'd be a Saturday night.
I've not been very well for the past 4 weeks now.
Mm.
And I'm getting worse. So maybe I want to get the other thing rolling faster if possible.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've got all that.
But you know, like possibly, maybe.
It's only because of that I've got a feeling as to where it is, as to where we walked. Huh?
Ed, you want to drive to Cannock for another night?
If what we've just discussed, what I'm thinking, hell yeah.
There we go.
Make a good end.
Yeah, I need to go.
Literally for everyone at the end of life.
Just an image of Ed on the top of a mountain with a head.
Yeah.
Bathed in its blood.
Yeah, but we can sort something out, I'm sure.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just.
And I'll bring the stuff that I need to bring to send over to you.
I'm so disappointed if, like, we do another night, we delay the episode, and then don't catch it.
I know.
But that's how it goes.
Yeah, especially.
Yeah. No, we'll definitely get some. Yeah.
Actually, we need to meet up anyway.
Do we?
Because one thing we forgot to do was introduce you.
Oh.
So we have a special guest, but no way to introduce who you are.
All right. It's just
see
that
you don't get the right footage. And the camera guys was my fault.
Yeah. See, can't get the staff, can you?
Nope.
Right. Well, on that note, we are gonna have to end this.
Yes.
So thank you guys for coming on. Really appreciate it. Great meeting up. Great meeting you guys, Ian, Daryl, and Josh. Speaking of which, so Eddie and Josh are coming on Friday. So you are Myths and Mystery Black and White podcast. Is that correct?
Yeah, Myths and Mysteries in Black and White. It'll make sense, Josh.
Yeah. I'm saying nothing. Let you all find out. Yeah. But no, that'll be good. And then on Wednesday, we've got Brian Cano coming on. of, I can't remember what he's of, haunted something or other, and
Scav?
paranormal something. Paranormal caught on camera. That's it.
Ah.
So yeah, it's one that Nico got on. So it's all cool.
Oh,
right.
Nico.
So I'm gonna leave you to it. I'm gonna go get this downloaded, re-upload. Oh, this is going out on podcast player as well. So anyone listening on Apple or Spotify, anything like that, you can listen to it back on there. So,
cool.
And that's it. So thank you so much. Thank you everyone in the chat. Thank you all the members and everyone subscribing. It's been great. Anything you want to add before I end it?
Stay tuned for Monster Squad.
Yeah.
If you go monster hunting, make sure you take a monster hunter buddy, because then you'll have someone to kick over if you need to run.
Yeah.
Outrun the monster, outrun your friend.
Just bait everyone. You'll be all right. Right. On that note, I'll catch you guys Wednesday at 8:30. So take care and thanks again. See you all soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah, happy hunting.
Goodbye.